90 days. It sounds clean, solid. A number that says you've made it. People clap, send heart emojis, and tell you how proud they are. And trust me, I am proud. I should be. I made it 90 days. But here's what they don't tell you about making it that far. Because 90 days isn't the finish line. It's where the noise stops and the silence begins. And that's the strangest part about recovery. Eventually, the chaos fades and the cravings dull. Not completely go away, but dull. And you expect peace to take its place, but instead, you meet yourself without the blur, without the excuse, and without alcohol to soften the edges. The first month was survival. You know, your body screaming and your mind counting the hours like a prisoner counting scratches on a wall. My body screamed, my mind begged, and I counted those hours like it was nobody's business. Every single day was a small rebellion against the person that I used to be. And the second month, that's where things started to slow down. My body started trusting me again. Sleep crept back in, and food tasted real. All of a sudden, I didn't need to pile my plate with salt. And for the first time, I noticed just how bright the mornings are when you wake up sober. In a good way, not the way that makes your head pound when you have a hangover. And then came month 3. And that is where I'm at right now. And this is the part that no one really talks about. It's always the first 3 days, which I have spoken about quite a bit, and everything that's there, and not really what comes after. But this is when life starts looking normal again. But you're not too sure whether you just fit. I used to think that the hardest part about going sober was going to be saying no to alcohol. But I was wrong. The hardest part about getting over that addiction is what happens after when the cravings slow down and they're not there anymore to completely busy your mind. And I will come back to that. But once those cravings do start calming down, you're left with something so much scarier: clarity. You start remembering conversations, moments, faces, even trauma that you tried to drown in drink just so that you didn't have to think about it anymore. But there's no more fog to hide in. So every truth you avoided walks straight through that door. You notice just how much time you lost, how many people you pushed away, and it hits you for the first time. Sobriety doesn't start with freedom. It starts with exposure. Exposure to everything you tried to push away. You realise alcohol was never just about the drink. It was your translator. The thing that made you loud when you were scared, numb when you were hurting, and invisible when you didn't want to face yourself. And once that is gone, you have to learn a whole new language, one called honesty. And that is something even someone that doesn't struggle with addiction or trauma and just anything, someone that just, you might think is completely normal, even learning honesty is something that's hard for them. But it's so worth it. And that's what 90 days really feels like. It's not a celebration. It's a reckoning. A long, quiet conversation with the real you, the person you've been avoiding for so long. And somewhere in that conversation, something shifts. You stop wishing for the old version of you, and you start building a gentler one. Slower, steadier, more awake. You start liking the days again, and you start trusting the silence. I thought sobriety was going to make me lighter. It didn't. It made me honest. And maybe honesty is heavier, but it's real. So yeah, 90 days doesn't exactly feel like winning. It feels more like becoming truthful. And maybe that's what recovery really is. It's not about being perfect, but about being present enough to stop lying to yourself. So here is to the next day, and the next honest one after that, without alcohol, debating our entire lives.